Down to stormy, windy Cork today to meet young dairy farmer and young vet Sean O Neill. I'm down here to find out how he's tackled lungworm in his dairy herd, particularly his adult cows. Coughing cows is an ongoing problem in Irish dairy farms, a lot of it associated with lungworm. So Sean, over the last 7 or 8 years, has really dramatically improved his control of lungworm, and I want to find out how he's done that by the use of lungworm vaccine. Okay, we're competing with the wind outside, Sean. I'm down here in West Cork with Sean O Neill. Sean, you're a young vet. I met you a good few years ago. You're farming here with your daddy and your mum, Jerry and Mary. Tell me about just a little bit about this farm, the background of the farm, first of all.
Perfect, Jerry. We're milking 120 cows here, Tommy. We're calving 45 down to the fall, and the balance down for the spring. And we have some outcrops of land as well, so we're carrying most of the bull calves through to beef as well. So that's the operation that we're running at the minute.
We're going to talk about what you did with lungworm here, but just to take you back in 2017, I met a young man and his mum down in Moore Park at the Open Day. You were in 4th year then. You're now a qualified vet.
Yes.
You're working in Cork, isn't it? In Glenbower.
Glenbower Veterinary. It's in the East Cork, West Waterford border. So I suppose it's a predominantly large animal practice, predominantly dairy. So we have a lot of dairy clients. So plenty of cows to see every day.
And I suppose you also have, Sean, the experience then of you're out doing it, the vet, and like myself, it's all the theory of what we should do, but you also have the practicality, I suppose, of being a dairy farmer and realising everything isn't always as easy as we might want it to be.
No, I see it from both sides, you know, and which I think farmers appreciate that too, that you can see their side of their point of view as well. Like.
And Charles, I suppose it came down to you to talk about worms and talk about particularly lungworm.
Yes.
And I was very interested to hear what you were doing here. I suppose if I take back your story before we start getting into lungworm, how did it start? And you said to me earlier on, I was talking to yourself and your dad, 2012 was a wet year. What happened that year?
2000 year was a very wet year. I think that year we probably cattle were being especially young stock were probably being overdosed. There was an over-reliance on antiemetics that particular year. And following on from that, it was 2013 we had the problem. It was
when you said the problem now, because your daddy described to me there. He said you'd be moving heifers. They were coughing in the harder. First replacements were coughing. A lot of sick animals, a lot of sunken up bellies. That was what we see.
We're seeing. So if you went out to the group of heifers, they were just the heifers that were recently bulled at the time. If you disturbed that group of cattle at all, they'd start coming towards you, coughing, dry, husky type cough, as if they're under a lot of pressure. The same with the first cows coming back to the parlour, and in the parlour, you had this dry, husky type cough. There was milk drop. Just cows weren't themselves. So look, we said we had to look into what was going on and investigate it further.
So you did investigate it,
and
I suppose just quickly going back, because we'll talk at the end about you've seen it from both sides. Last year you investigated it. What did you do and how did you discover that it was lungworm?
So we went away with our local vet and we dissected the whole issue, and we came up with we ruled out the likes of your viruses, IVR, etc., which were also other factors that could be come into play. And we discovered that we had lungworm was our issue. And we went from there and we looked into it that year, 2013, and we discovered about this vaccine, this Husvac. I know it was being used at the time a lot in England, and we said we'd give it a go. And so it was the spring of 2014 then we started using the vaccine.
So the Husvac vaccine, Sean, it's not a simple vaccine, it's a live, and I know you're actually doing it today. Yourself and your daddy are going doing it again. But it's a live, it's a small vial, 25 mils of live irradiated lungworm.
Correct, So like when you get that vaccine, you have a very short window to use it. So you need to, I think planning is the key for this vaccine. So you need to have a plan in place. So if you are going to use a wormer over the winter period, you need to know when you're worming and when you can. But there needs to be a period of 8 weeks between your wormer and the use of this vaccine. 8 weeks without any kind of a dose or anything, any antiemetic use.
So, but one thing I was surprised. I talked to the phone before I came down here, and I have over the last 2 years you know, going around, especially I did a lot of farm meetings last year, particularly dairy farms.
Yes.
Coughing cows. And the challenge I see at the moment for coughing cows is, yes, we can dose them with a worm dose, but there's only one dose like which is epinephrine.
So that's basically all we have, and thankfully, since we started using this vaccine, we haven't used any of those over the summer period. There's been no dosing we're just using a dose at the winter period.
So you talk to me through. So in 2014, you did your second grazers and your first lactation heifers coming into the herd.
Correct.
That year.
Correct.
So they all got 2 doses, I presume.
They all the maiden heifers got 2 doses, and we gave a single dose to our heifers, to our first calf heifers.
And what did you do then around? So obviously you're just controlling lungworm, that vaccine.
Yes.
You know, so your adult cows, you said over the last 4, 5, 6 years, you're not dosing them for worms like you were, but you are potentially dosing them at the end of the year.
At the back end of the year to cover your stomach worms, etc. So what we're trying to do is take fecal egg counts and just see what we're dealing with, and then dose accordingly. So that's kind of the plan to.
But you're still dosing your first calf, your first grazers routinely with worms?
Yes, at the first grazers, possibly only once during the year, just to cover your other types of worms besides your lungworm. But before, other than that, you'd be using it. You'd be regularly coming in with your boron or your emphasis, etc.
So, Sean, you've had a lot of success with this vaccine.
Yeah.
It is, as you kind of alluded to earlier on, it's not a straightforward vaccine. You can't give it, you have to be very careful around using warm doses with it.
Yeah.
You need to be very careful about planning out timing.
Yeah.
It seems to be in the Irish system, and there'll be a lot of farmers watching this that have had issues, and it's something I keep going up against. There's really the timing for this vaccine is during housing.
Yes.
Requires planning to put the live vaccine.
Yes, and there has to be a period. You can't give any dose again for 2 weeks after the booster.
Okay.
Not that we wouldn't be intending to do anyway.
Yeah.
But it's just something that farmers need to keep in mind.
So you do 2 shots, 2 oral doses
4 weeks apart.
First year, and then your replacements are getting 2 shots every year, and then your first lactation animals get a booster. They're the main risk, and you found that works.
Yeah, it seems to be working. We're having no issues during the summer. We're not using any dose for the whole grazing season on our milking cows.
Okay. The weather is getting harsher outside. We're competing with Storm Dennis. Storm Dennis has hit West Cork. Just before I let you go, Sean, you're out now. So you were farming, you were a farmer. Now you're doing veterinary work as well in Glenbower. Talk to me about kind of the stuff you're seeing. We did have a discussion about antimicrobial resistance and wormers not working. Is it your experience in practice that lungworm is a big issue as well?
It seems to be. This past year we had a lot of calls during the summer. A lot of the phone was ringing and farmers wondering, they've coughing cows. What is it? What will I do? Some of them even might have used an epinephrine dose, and their cows back coughing. What do we do? So we decided to investigate a number of the cases. We went out on farm and did the BALs. We didn't always get live lungworm back.
So the BALs, just to explain to people, these is what you put a tube down the cow's nose into the lung and flush water and basically look for the parasites.
Bronchial alveolar lavage, where you flush in fluid and draw back, and you're hoping to get either live lungworm or the inflammatory cells, which would be indicative of a lungworm infection. Which that's probably more often than not you're getting the inflammatory cells showing that was the issue that was going on, you know.
So I suppose taking all that together, we need to be conscious. We've one wormer license, particularly for dairy cows.
Yes.
Resistance can be an issue. We don't want to overuse or abuse that product. We need to keep it working. So if I was taking it away, and I'm not putting words in your mouth, lungworm vaccine works, but it works with a lot of planning.
Yes.
And there's labour involved in it.
There is, yeah.
But looking at what you've done here, and particularly not just from a lungworm perspective, from your worming perspective, you're worming your cows maybe once a year now, and looking at maybe even moving away from it. So overall, your experience was positive with it.
It was. We're very happy with it, and it reduces labour too during the grazing season. We're not running cows through a crush, either giving them an injection or a pour-on to cover lungworm, which we were previously.
Sean, thanks very much for your time. Before
No
Storm
bother.
Dennis goes away, I met you as a young, enthusiastic veterinary student in Moore
Yes,
Park.
yeah.
You're now a young, enthusiastic vet. I'm
Correct.
delighted to see it.
Thanks,
Best
Tommy.
of luck.
Thanks very much.
Keep up the great work for the
Thanks.
farmers. Good man.
Cheers.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Tom.
Tommy.